Hello, great people. The Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and the legally suspended Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, have renewed their hostility over the embarrassment that was dished out to the First Lady Remi Tinubu and the wife of the sole administrator, Mrs. Ijaw, during Remi Tinubu's empowerment program in Rivers State. In a moment, I'll leave you to watch a short clip of what transpired, the disgrace that was dished out to the First Lady and the wife of the sole administrator. If you need an extended version of it, do want to catch up with it in my video catalog. Then when we come back from watching that particular clip, we'll be dissecting the response of Nyesom Wike. How is Wike taking what happened in Rivers State and what are his arguments? What are the logicality, if any, behind it? And we'll also be looking at the crisis in Rivers State, the state of emergency, how it's going, and we'll be connecting this to the national politics. Then we'll also be looking at the political behavior of the main actors and also the dynamics of conflict management by the Rivers State sole administrator, the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, the illegally suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We'll be connecting the dots, we'll be making sense of the puzzles, and a whole lot more on this episode with your sure plug, Dr. Omosholadiji. First, let us go and watch the video of what transpired in Rivers State. Then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it. There you have it. You just watch the video of the embarrassment that was dished out to the First Lady Remi Tinubu and the wife of the sole administrator of Rivers State, Mrs. Ijaw, during Remi Tinubu's empowerment program. Now, Nyesom Wike is reacting and he is putting the blame at the doorstep of Siminalayi Fubara. He is alleging that Siminalayi Fubara sponsored this woman to be protesting against the First Lady and the wife of the sole administrator. Nyesom Wike is arguing that Siminalayi Fubara is on one hand pleading for mercy, pleading for peace, begging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and on the other hand, he is kind of like sponsoring people to protest against the president and his household. Is this truly the case in Rivers State? We'll be looking at that. But first, let me say that Wike must have been very sad about the show of love for Fubara. You know the personality of Nyesom Wike. He believes that it's the only one that is right. It is either Wike's way or the highway, and he believes that anything that is about Siminalayi Fubara should be roundly rejected by the people for one reason, just because he is not in good terms with Siminalayi Fubara. So this kind of show of love, which appears to be organic, would have made Wike to be kind of like very sad about the show of love that the Rivers women have decided to give to the illegally suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And Nyesom Wike is apparently doing what he's doing just so that he can kind of like further strain the relationship, if any, between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And of course, Nyesom Wike needs to speak against it. He needs to kind of like align with the First Lady. He needs to be sympathetic to secure his job. If Nyesom Wike do not act the way he's acting, then his job may be at risk. But then again, let us look at it. You can issue a statement apologizing to the First Lady. You can sympathize with the First Lady over the disgrace that was meted out to her. But then again, your action can be kind of like matured in such a way that you don't try to kind of like bring about a strained relationship between the president and the illegally suspended governor. Rivers women, for clarity, uttered no word of insult to Remi Tinubu. And that's why I said, do want to catch up with a coalition of the videos of what happened there in my video catalog. If you watch it, it's about 10 minutes clip. You will see that the Rivers women uttered no word of insult to Remi Tinubu as being asserted by Nyesom Wike. So you can see the politicization of the issue by the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike. And the minister needs to realize, he needs to be enlightened that right advocacy is different from insult. The women of Rivers State are advocating for their rights. They voted a governor. They love the governor, and some of them are saying that during the time of Nyesom Wike, they were not promoted for years. No promotion, happened in the state. But when Siminalayi Fubara was sworn in, he decided to promote all of them. They said Siminalayi Fubara is a performing governor, so they are advocating for their right. That what we signed with the people of Nigeria under the Nigerian Constitution is that we have a governor that we have elected, and is going to serve us for 4 years. So if this governor, Siminalayi Fubara, is now removed and he's removed in an unjust manner, you won't expect the people of Rivers State that voted for him and they are enjoying his government. If you are not enjoying it, you won't expect those people not to protest. Or are you saying that they do not have a mind of their own? So Nyesom Wike should be oriented that right advocacy, the people of Rivers State, particularly the women, advocating for their right is different from insult. And if you look at it, you are further insulting the people by saying they are sponsored. Are you saying that the women of Rivers State, this kind of women that you are perhaps seeing on your screen right now, are you saying that this kind of women do not have a mind of their own? So in a democracy, for you to be saying that one people are sponsored and to kind of like paint everybody with one brush, that itself is an insult to the Rivers State women. And if you look at it, Nyesom Wike said he's apologizing on behalf of the Rivers people. And if Nyesom Wike is apologizing on the Rivers people, well, I have some reservation in that regard, in the sense that you said, oh, you're apologizing as a leader of Rivers State. Well, you may be a leader, or should I say one of the leaders of Rivers State, because you don't have any constitutional position in Rivers State at the moment. So the people that have the constitutional position is even the governor that was illegally suspended, Siminalayi Fubara, the sole administrator. It's an illegal one because the Nigerian constitution did not make provision for a sole administrator. And you can see that's why when the sole administrator was to be sworn in, he wasn't sworn in by the judiciary, because the judiciary would have shot itself in the foot by swearing in someone whose role is not recognized in the constitution. That's why it was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that swore him in. That itself speaks to the illegality being perpetrated on the people of Rivers State. So Nyesom Wike to say he is apologizing on the behalf of Rivers people, I take an exception to that. You are apologizing on behalf of yourself, your family, your friends, and your political allies and associates. I think that's the best way to put it. Because you cannot apologize on behalf of Rivers people. The only person that can apologize on behalf of the totality of Rivers people is the person that have gone through the process of election, and the state, the majority of votes in the state, has produced him as the governor of the state. That is the person that can act on behalf of the whole Rivers people. But for you to now want to usurp the power of Siminalayi Fubara, to now assume yourself and you are acting on behalf of the Rivers people, and you are not saying that on behalf of you and your political family, that is ultra-vires. It is beyond your power. And I find it a bit sad that the way Rivers State women are being insulted, in the sense that it's insulting to Rivers women to assert that every one of them can be bought. There are some people that would naturally love Siminalayi Fubara. There are some people that will be naturally displeased. There are some people that will read the handwriting of the wall. And don't forget, and I've said it in one of my recent videos, that these women, they have also fought for Nyesom Wike before. When Nyesom Wike was in trouble, some of these women came out half naked to defend the vote of Nyesom Wike when he was being terrorized in court by the former governor of the state, Rotimi Amaechi. So for you to now say that the Rivers women were sponsored, did you sponsor them before they go out naked to protect your own vote at that point in time? How much did you pay them? So you cannot kind of cast aspersion against what you have benefited from when you are a governor of the state. And another thing is that Nyesom Wike and the presidency should realize that there's freedom of choice in a democracy. We're in a democratic setting. There's freedom of choice. Some people will like you, some people will not like you. And the people of Rivers State have made their choice. There are two choices in Rivers State, or should I say three choices. Align with Nyesom Wike, or you align with the sole administrator, who is apparently an ally of Nyesom Wike, or you align with the governor, Siminalayi Fubara. This crop of women have decided to align with Siminalayi Fubara. Why don't you respect their freedom of choice? Why cast aspersion on them? So both the presidency, the sole administrator, and the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, should realize that what these women are doing is an expression of choice, and it is the presence of choice that makes democracy to exist. It is that choice, the ability to choose between one or the other, That is what is called democracy. So the Minister of FCT should realize this and stop casting aspersion on the people of the state. And what I can say is that, is it not better for you to just say, oh, I don't want peace, rather than for you to be threatening the governor of the state? Just say you don't want peace. Just say that, oh, you don't want reconciliation because the governor have been making moves. So when this happen now, you now use it to go up in flames. Just say that you don't want peace, because we've known that you usually fight to finish. Some of the people that helped you, you have been fighting them. So just come out and say that, oh, I don't want peace. And the painful aspect in all this is the judicial delay of justice. Political cases are always fast. The judiciary usually dispense their judgment very fast. But now, for the judiciary to just interpret the constitution, just interpret, they don't need to provide evidence. The president has acted. Interpret according to the constitution. Is the president right or wrong? Now, it is going to 2 months since the state of emergency has been declared. The Supreme Court has not deemed it fit to kind of like deliver judgment or to hear the argument of both sides in the case and take a position. So the judicial delay of justice itself is an injustice to the Nigerian people, and I want the Nigerian judiciary to quickly dispense the case and decide it whichever way they want to go, either way or the other, so that the people of Rivers State can know their fate. And I watch the president to be more political than autocratic. And for the minister of Nyesom, Wike, he should realize that no king can reign forever. Life is turn by turn. You have used your time. It is now the time of Siminalayi Fubara. Why don't you allow him to use his time? Why are you denying him what you enjoyed when you are a governor? So all these political actors should make sure that they watch it, and they should keep the interest of the Rivers people at heart. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos. See you in my next video. I love you all sincerely.